What's happening, man?
Hey, TIMERG. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Beautiful weather out here in Colorado. How about yourself?
Doing well. Been like super busy. Just moved back to New Mexico a little while ago, so still like organizing my life, but
Nice.
overall pretty good, brother. Um,
Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm about to move. I just packed everything up in the pod. About to ship that off here today to Florida. So I'm about to be in it.
yeah, dude. We got some cool stuff going on around Erg. I see we got a hackathon coming up. You want to talk about that a little bit? I don't actually know that much about it. I haven't had time.
Yeah, certainly. So there's I think it's the ErgoHack 9. It is on enhancing user experience innovations and UX. This is really confusing to read. Sorry. Enhancing user experience innovations and UI UX and mining. I think it's because it has user experience in there twice with the UX. It's in any case. So whether you're a UI and UX designer, front-end developer, blockchain enthusiast, or mining expert, this event offers the chance to collaborate, learn, and create. And so, yeah, highly recommend. Even if it's just like sort of a white paper, putting some ideas on paper. I think it's great to get feedback. It looks like there's a schedule this time to where there's going to be a workshop, several workshops. So workshop on the first day, seems like every day in between, even some Q&A, whereas I don't think that's been the case before.
That's
So that would be
cool.
really, yeah, that would be
Yeah,
great.
I like the workshop idea. So that's just like how the community is, right? It's like people just if someone's willing to like work on something and learn, everyone will help you kind of do it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you just got to show the initiative because I mean, I think oftentimes someone will be like, "Hey, I have this cool idea. Let me hand it off to you." And it's like, dude, people are already working on stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Hmm.
and maybe you don't have time, and that's fine, right? But if you do have time and it is your idea, you know, maybe there needs to be some more pillars, right, to help support you, and the community will come in and do that, right? They've done that with me for sure. And then from there, you can kind of have your own support, and then you kind of go on your own sort of, whatever you're trying to do. Like me and Tim, I talked to Tim yesterday about creating a DApp, and so yeah, I think the Ergo hacks are a great opportunity for people to kind of to figure out the ecosystem, to one be able to ask for help because the whole event is to sort of do development, and so it's a perfect opportunity to be able to ask for help and to get help.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think UI UX is a really good place for us to invest some time and energy. Um, I'm just imagining some of the dApps are like the bones are there. It's really cool, but
Yeah,
just to take that next level, I'm thinking of just the ones that I've used the most. Like duck pools is like almost there. Like it's the dApp side, the back end. It's working, and then
totally.
just like that next little level to make us on par with I mean really the top chains.
Okay.
Yeah,
What do
yeah,
they
it's
have
exciting.
exactly? Because sorry, not to cut you off, but what do they have? Because I always hear that, oh well, the Ergo dApps, they don't have the user interface or the user experience that we're kind of used to. Like, can you explain like what is sort of like the vibe and feel that when people say that, like what are we talking about? I guess, and more like words.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, I will preface this by saying I think duck pools is awesome, and I don't mean this to be like any cutting criticism, but so things I've seen before is just like a really clear indication of when I might be liquidated, and
Okay.
like just little things like that, or I've seen there was one app called Balancer on Ethereum, and I thought this was really cool. It was like you could just create your own pool, and it's more than just two um, more than just two coins. So you could like set up a whole portfolio. I want 15% this, 20% that, and just like build the whole pool, and that will maintain your the proportion of all your positions, and then route trades through your pool to help balance that as prices change.
Okay,
Which is
interesting.
sick. And so, but just like setting it up was just very, very easy. And I was able to like get more information about my positions.
Gotcha. Okay. So kind of like an understanding of like what it's doing, why it's doing it, and then like maybe why you would want to do it. I guess
Yeah.
less of like clicking buttons, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just like a polished dashboard. Um, and
Okay.
I felt like I had all the information that I needed to make decisions like right
Okay.
away. And I guess I wouldn't say that's true of everything in Ergo, right? Like
Sure.
Signify, like all the info is right there. Like it's good.
Totally.
Like I kind of like it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
maybe some other things like uh, sometimes there's like a lot of loans that show up in
Yeah.
Signify, and being able to kind of filter those might be cool. Might be a little bit better. Or I'm excited about what is it the proposals currently kind of go one direction, but so you might make a loan request. I think they're going to implement a lend request as well,
Okay.
um, which is just
Very
interesting and helpful. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's really good feedback because I mean, for somebody who does want to do something in the UI UX ErgoHack, right? So now if you're going to design something, right, take some of what Tim was saying here and integrate that sort of into your design. Because I mean, I think totally right, especially with blockchain, it needs to be simple, clean, concise. It doesn't need to have like all this sort of stuff sort of happening, I guess, in the background, and then but I mean, even I know from making the Sigmanauts mining dashboard at some point though, it's like, all right, this is too much, but also I cannot not have this metric. And, so there's got to be definitely a balance. But I'm glad I'm not really a UI person because that's a lot.
I think something I keep hearing is we need to get to the point where people don't realize they're using the blockchain, and
Right.
I think
Totally.
that's probably a great benchmark to hit. It's like, oh no, I'm just like doing banking, or I mean, we always go to financial things, but I'm just like using this application that I need to do my business.
Totally.
I'm not
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't have to feel like a hacker.
Right, and that even comes up with like, or comes back to sort of like, okay, so the user interface, what is that? Should that even have like tones of crypto feel, right? Should it have these crypto tokens? And I know some of the Ethereum sort of like wallets and stuff, and they got these crazy headers, things are bouncing. It's like you're like at a casino kind of a thing, and it's just like, hey, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to buy a token or something like that. So yeah, definitely. Again, more, yeah, really good feedback. Because I mean, you're totally right, right? Like, if I was going to buy, if somebody was going to legit buy a loan that's backed by a blockchain, or not a loan, or it could be a loan or insurance, whatever, they want to make sure again that's trustworthy, it's reputable, and then a lot of this other crypto stuff, meme coins and stuff, has like sort of a bad connotation to it. So definitely got to be choosy with the audience demographic, words, verbiage.
Yeah, and the symbols, like I always was kind of taken aback by the food themed everything.
Mm,
Like I guess like sushi swap is
true. Yeah.
kind of huge now, and nobody even thinks about it as like a food thing. But then we have Sunday swap and
Right.
muesli swap on, like
Right.
come on.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, all the toasty swap. I think that's a food, right? Um,
Yeah, there's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, totally. So it's like, and that's even kind of going to some of the Ergo, I guess, manifesto and stuff. Like in the sense of like we're trying to be unique, we're trying to do our own thing, trying to pave our own path, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess, something I wanted to bring up, and I guess a good point here. It's okay if people just kind of have some fun too. We have
yeah,
a new DApp called U Finance. Have you seen that?
yeah. I bought some Cyberverse emotes on it.
I bought some honey.
Oh, okay, yeah. You bought
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I bought some
Sugar.
honey. So I don't know when that's coming in, but I thought it was a pretty cool use. Like it was actually really easy. Um, I didn't feel janky at all.
Yeah, HQ's got
And
some very good stuff cooking for sure.
yeah, I mean, I just like bought food off the internet from somebody I don't know. So that's like a little bit of a risk, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll give it the smell test, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I was talking to QX. He wants to do sort of like a hash rate system, or not hash rate system, a GPU system where we can buy and sell them, and then we can escrow them. And so we'll test them to make sure they're good, and then we're in all those details and stuff. So it's just like kind of started from like the Sigma swag where that QX got for Vegas, and then now it's like become this. And so I'm pretty excited to see like maybe a year from now it becomes
Yeah.
like, this just diverse on-chain real world asset sort of ecosystem of just like buying and selling stuff. And then, the mining pool, we might get linked up in there. And so then we could be like, oh, that cup of honey or the jar of honey, whatever. I want to mine that, but it takes me 2 weeks to mine however much you bought it for, say, but it'll be like a layaway sort of thing. So, I mean, there's just so many different applications to be able to use, this sort of thing, especially too, if, shipping is cheaper if you can get around like deport or the taxes. But that sounds
Yeah.
really, I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Dude, I think it's cool and something I remember I think it was a TED Talk a while ago. The guy was just like getting into the black market and just like seeing what he could buy. This is several years ago. And
Yeah,
one of the things that he learned was that when it's like this open market, reputation is literally everything. And
right.
so the quality control that people implement on these open markets is like really high because all they have is the reviews, you know? And it's
Totally.
like there's not like this barrier of entry that protects people. So like when I go to Smith's or whatever and I get like rotten grapefruits, is a recent experience. It doesn't matter if I like go bitch them out because nobody else is selling grapefruit. But on an
Yeah,
open market, it's like no, your reputation is everything, and there is competition because the barrier of entry is very low.
right.
Um, so that to me just like really vibes with Ergo's whole philosophy and my own.
100%, man. I mean, and now like, if you could have like a little hobby that does something like you make keychains, you could sell those keychains straight out of your house now, start to build a brand in some aspects, join the SIGs, do it for the SIGs. Like, yeah, man, there's going to be a lot more grassroots, I feel like can maybe happen now. Whereas, I think really early on, it's like, the idea is cool and it's like nebulous, but like, how can I help? And then as we kind of move forward, sort of, it's like a river and it's like slowly growing. And then, that like is affecting the ability or the applicability of the technology and then usability too, I suppose. And so now it can like affect more people. And so, like you were saying earlier, where it's like, what if, someone can buy something on Mu Finance, buy it with dollars, switch to Erg, do all that stuff in the back end, not even know they're using
Hmm.
crypto, you know what I mean? And then just know
Hmm.
that like, oh, Mu Finance is this like peer-to-peer system. It's got a reputation system and I'm going to trust it as opposed to this other stuff. And then, yeah, that's just so cool.
Yeah. So another thing, kind of taking steps forward, is Rosen. Do you see
Yeah.
what's going on there?
Yeah, right. They've crossed the bridge to Ethereum. I haven't seen any bots pop up in anybody's yeah, on X or anything, so that's been good. But yeah,
Yeah.
exciting, right?
Yeah, yeah. Not a ton of LP over there yet, but I saw like a screenshot of the last, I don't know, 24 hours of volume, and like there's Erg is getting picked up on that side, and it's just
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of an exciting first little day of activity over there.
Yeah, and I think someone started an Ergo raffle too, so you can for the liquidity, and there's some stuff. So I'm not sure if that's still going on, but definitely check that out.
Yeah, I saw that. He'll give you your LP tokens, right? Is that?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
So I really wonder how that's all going to work out because I guess as soon as somebody's interacting with both chains, they're just going to realize it is like 1% the cost to operate on Ergo. Like you could like make a position, take it away, do a different one, take it away. But in ETH, like you just have to be really sure that what you're doing is correct because it costs you like $17 to like do
Right?
something.
Yeah.
And
Oh my gosh.
and unless you're putting in thousands of dollars, like it's not even worth it.
Right. So you think the ecosystem, like we'll start to see more Ethereum related dApps, or I guess it's like made on Ergo, but for Ethereum. Like, do you think those apps will start to be created?
I didn't get that.
Maybe. I think either it'll be large positions of on the Ethereum side where like the fees are worth it, or people from ETH are going to be like, oh, like this is maybe nice over here, and so I don't know if they would just bring their ETH over or would they pick up Erg. Probably they would want to keep their ETH. I don't know if they would invest in a coin that they didn't like fully understand.
Right. For sure.
Yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I guess like, now what's the incentive? The incentive is now here for Ethereum developers, right? It's like you don't have to just be an Ergo developer and just to support Ergo. Be an Ethereum developer, come over here, use our TX fees, right? And then do whatever you need to do on our chain and then facilitate it back over to Ethereum, or just keep it in Ergo because you can have the RS asset. And so they've been pumping out a lot of those. So, and I'm not really too keen on, I guess, the Ethereum ecosystem, but it would be an interesting sort of idea to kind of, even for like a hackathon, to sort of like attach on sort of dApps for other chains, but they're on Ergo. I mean, similar to Rosen, I guess, but to save in those fees, so and then be able to swap back or whatever the case.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how people use it. I'm also interested in like how the other tokens, like you mentioned all the tokens from ADA, like Sunday Swap tokens are now on Ethereum. Like,
Right.
What are the consequences of that going to be? Like, who knows?
Yeah. Now those tokens are susceptible to like all the bullshit in terms of like, or not bullshit, but just like, potentially getting locked on Ethereum, right? Or like stolen on Ethereum, or whatever people, like we were just talking about people developing stuff. Well, all that stuff that has happened to Ethereum is still maybe going to be at play, and now maybe new attack vectors for specific tokens, are now open, right? Because they're on, I mean, arbitrage, right? That's a new thing because now we have all this, and it's almost like an oracle in and of its own sense, right? Because the oracle rate isn't just catching up fast enough because people aren't exchanging, buying and selling on these individual sort of island of tokens and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to watch the landscape, kind of, is it a weeble wobble tilting towards one, maybe crypto, hopefully Ergo, right? Or is it going to be balanced, or is it, how's it going to look, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How interesting. I'm excited for the rest of the crypto sphere to get connected. They're talking about Binance Chain.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Sui, but I saw that come up. I'm really interested to see Monero get connected. I know they're waiting on a major update that's happening there, and then that might be a priority.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, I think.
What do you like in terms of privacy that Monero? I think we talked about it a little bit before, but what do you like about Monero specifically that like maybe Ergo doesn't have?
I think that it's necessary to have an option that is So privacy is optional on Ergo, and I
Right.
think that's probably the most like widely usable like way, I guess. How do I say? If you're building something for everyone, privacy should be optional, not mandatory. But I
Yeah.
think everyone should have a choice to use Monero because it's like 100% private by design, like in the core protocol. And I don't want to say 100% private because nothing's 100% private, but that level of privacy is just there and it's simple for people.
Okay.
Whereas, for us, it's like, oh, we have to uh, download the front end for the mixer and like kind of
Right.
do these steps. There's like a little bit of a barrier, and people might
Totally.
not prefer that. And I think if you could just, oh, I'll just bridge to Monero and then make a transaction and then bridge back to a new
Right.
wallet, like mixed, you know? Um,
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're you're
yeah,
you're you're kind of suggesting maybe taking your funds, bridging them to Monero, then do the whole privacy, and then maybe bridge back again from Rosen, but then to a new Ergo wallet, and then uh, go from there, right?
maybe, yeah, that's something that could happen. And it could also happen the other way where Monero is like, oh, I have all this Monero and I want to um, borrow against my Monero and
Totally.
access proper DeFi.
Right.
That's not quite possible there on Monero.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. I mean, and then like to that point, right? If you think about the total crypto market cap, right? From a loan perspective, it's like we've got all this money to loan out. You know what I mean? Because people are probably just sitting on their bags and stuff. And so using DeFi and Ergo as that sort of ability, like you're saying, Doug Pools is awesome. I love Doug Pools. Participated in the IDO yesterday.
Sick.
Um, but yeah, having that capability and again going back to trustworthiness, it's like okay, yeah, I'll give out some of my ergs to loan out or whatever the case. Sig USD when that was popping, we were looking at it. Yeah, I think this last weekend, man, it was like 40% or 20%. It's crazy. It's dropped a lot.
Yeah. Oh man, it was really high for a while. It was like 60s, like 70, like it was high.
It
It's
was
it's fallen.
120% at one point.
Yeah, dude.
It's 2.5 right now.
How interesting. How interesting. You would think people would be like going long now,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It's kind of weird for sure.
Maybe they all
Maybe.
got wiped out.
Yeah, right. Nobody else has any funds, that's why it's just like stayed around like 65 cents, 70 cents. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all just waiting for Bitcoin to carry us through,
Hey.
ride the wave.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, I had a couple other things for us to talk about. So something that I came across when I first joined Ergo was called Metal Saturdays, and I just thought this is
Okay.
so cool. Have you seen Metal Saturdays?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you see, I saw Kushti say, "Hey, could I get proof of metal?" And so everybody started just sharing their YouTube links for like their favorite metal songs or just like whatever they were jamming that day, and it's like
Nice.
kind of every Saturday. I say Saturday, but it's like a UTC type of thing. So like I don't know if it's Friday or Saturday. Uh,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
and every week you probably see like 20 or so links to I don't know, just somebody's Lamb of God or
That's awesome.
whatever they got going on. Um,
What channel is that happening in?
just the main one, just the main one. It's
Oh,
every now and then somebody will start it off. There's a guy named MX, MX.
No.
Oh, he's one of the OGs. I think he's kind of the anchor and Kushti as well. And then you'll see, Cafe and all the people who have been here for a long time and like throwing their stuff in. I just thought it was cool. Like
That's awesome.
when I first started in crypto, everyone was like so like serious, not serious, but like it's about like this thing. And then I just got to see like actual culture emerge from
Totally.
from this thing, and it's like, oh no, these are humans. These are humans,
Right.
and they like to
So
rock.
you like something else that you like or that I like? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not a
yeah,
big
for
fan of
sure.
metal, I would say, but I will listen to it. I'm a big fan of like reggae and
Oh yeah.
like 311. Um, I'm like blanking on all of the bands right now. Revolution,
Hmm.
Irish.
Cool, man. Yeah, yeah. I would say I'm not like a metal fan either. Like, there's a time and a
True.
place. There's a time and a
Yeah,
place.
absolutely. Yeah, we can start a reggae Sundays or
There we go.
like a yeah. Any case, that'd be funny.
Um, so that kind of inspired me to start something a while ago. I don't know how long it's been, but so I started a channel called the Ergo Fight Club, and
Okay.
it's not terribly popular, but so every Saturday or like every other Saturday, any Saturday that there's a fight, there's a group of maybe there's probably like eight of us that we just like kind of hop on the chat anytime there's a UFC event or like maybe a headline boxing match or something. We got the tipper bot in there, so we're betting one erg here and there on who it is, and
That's fun.
I think this next big event, I think in November we're gonna do like a parlay, like
Okay.
we're gonna pick the whole card, the outcome, and whoever has the most correct guesses is gonna take the pot.
There you go. That sounds like fun. Well, yeah. Where can people find out about that? Because I know they had like that big list of like all the groups, but I don't think I've
Yeah, I don't
subscribed to
think I'm
all
in
of them.
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You should get that added. Talk to Glasgow or something.
I will. Yeah, every now and then I'll put it out on Twitter just to like see if anyone wants to join or in the main one. But every time we do it on Twitter, we pick up like seven bots, and then I have to just remove them.
Right. Yeah, that's how it goes, I guess. Yeah, put it in the
Yeah,
main, I guess, Ergo platform one.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, so that was me just trying to contribute after seeing like Metal Saturdays, like people just doing the thing that they like, and then turns out there's a bunch of people that enjoy the fights too. So it's
Yeah,
nice,
yeah, absolutely.
dude. So a crazy thing happened actually. So got to talking with one of the guys there, and I won't say who it is just for privacy. Turns out that me and him trained at the same gym in like 2011.
Oh wow,
Like we were definitely training at the same gym at the same time
that's
in
hilarious.
Albuquerque, New Mexico, and like that's as far as it went. You know, we did like
Right. Did you guys recognize each other after like you saw each other again, or?
no, I mean we didn't see each
You,
other. No, he
oh,
doesn't. We don't live in the same state, and
okay.
it was just like oh, I was there. I trained there for 3 years. I was like, oh yeah, me too.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's funny how
Yeah,
that all works. That's
dude,
hilarious.
small world. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like, oh, I can't remember if I kicked your butt or not, but I definitely did. No.
Uh,
That's awesome. No, that's super sick. Have you talked to Canon about some of this? Because he's developing a DApp called The Field, and then you'll be able
yes,
to do the parlay stuff on chain and like betting
absolutely.
and stuff.
I'm super excited. So I was really disappointed when Night Owl Casino
Okay,
didn't
yeah.
pan out. And I saw Jay around actually recently, but I didn't bring anything up. But I was super disappointed because I wanted the sports betting like that's
Yeah,
that's a killer app, you know. Um,
absolutely. Absolutely.
and I'm really glad that Canon picked it up and just looking forward to it. Tipperbot's
Yeah.
cool. Sorry, Lou, but this will be better.
Yeah, for sure. So how do you guys do the tipper bout? You just say, hey, you know, I'll take this bet. Someone's like, all right, agreed. And then
Yeah,
whoever wins or loses, then you're like, all right, type it out, one erg or whatever.
yeah.
Okay.
We
Nice.
just keep it small. That way, it's never like you know.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's a
Low
lot of fun,
stakes.
man. That's a lot of fun. I mean, especially too, like if you had, like with Canon's app, like get something integrated to where you can just put, connect to your credit card, translate some ergs, and then going back to, not, I don't even know this uses crypto.
Mm,
It's on its way.
yeah, yeah. That'll be cool. So I was thinking, just on the topic of like culture and principles. Some of the apps that I've seen, I just thought it was so cool when I first was exploring Ergo. Was like the Ergo Lend or EXLE, um, and they've kind of set up this I guess relationship. They've built a relationship with people in Kenya, just kind of regularly take out some 0% loans and they pay it back, and then they take
Yeah, that's
another
awesome.
one and they pay. I mean, to me, that just really underscores the power of what this is capable of doing. And I'm
Absolutely.
excited to see it grow.
Yeah.
You kind of, I don't know anyone in Kenya, but one of the guys that's around for a long time, his name is Riro. Do you know Riro?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's in Mumbai, and just like nice guy in Mumbai, just like sends pictures of like what he's making for dinner or like whatever, and
It's
and
awesome.
it's cool. Those like this is benefit him, or people like him.
Totally. See an actual change,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
finance and, kind of benefiting us and, more of the, like you're saying, cultural ecosystems kind of raise everybody up by the bootstraps rather than just like a select few.
Yeah, yeah. And then that kind of gets into like the local exchange trading system. Have you come across that yet?
Is that similar
Let's.
to, okay, no, I haven't heard of that one then.
So Let's is like a circular economy. So it will kind of be a DApp, right? But and it's kind of like Chain Cash, maybe. I
So
think I think Chain Cash is maybe more of an open ecosystem, right? Where like you can have something as collateral, and then you can lend your token or send your token uh, backed by that, and then you can always somebody can always redeem the token for the collateral. And Chain Cash also has this aspect where like the next person can have collateral, and so the tokens are actually backed by everyone's collateral eventually.
okay,
Um,
interesting.
and that I think has like bigger implications, like a country or a state might like,
Totally.
hey, I have all this oil and I want to issue a coin against it, so
Mhm.
people can interact. But Let's is more like small. So let's say if you had like I don't know, just like a little village or something, and you needed a system for accounting, that's it, right? It's like here's the tokens. They could have it be backed by something, um,
Okay.
and it's just like for them to monitor. And it's actually an old idea, local exchange trading system. I think
Okay.
it's been done a bunch of times, but now it's like with this technology, and
Right. Yeah.
you bring up all the other stuff, NIPA POWs and whatever. It's like, yeah, anyone can do this. Like you just need like a tiny bit of internet, and you're good to
Mhm.
go.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. I think I did see Let's on like one of the EIPs. They were talking about like some dApps and like suitable ways like to like mock them up. But yeah, I mean, again, bringing real world applications is going to be huge, and where blockchains really shows its strength are these applications to where
Mm.
you know you can loan out somebody on a good faith loan. Yeah, here, don't worry about any of the interest, but know that you're going to get paid back. There is collateral collected within the blockchain. So if they don't pay you back, that sucks. But, there are things kind of in place to kind of facilitate that, um, and be able to kind of, I guess in a sense, siphon some of our wealth off into these other places. And then again, just like start to bolster up these other economies. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, man. Um, Probably be some years before it's all like out in the
Yeah,
wild, but
yeah.
that's
Probably more
this.
dApps, easier to use. Like you were saying, like from a real world. I'm curious how they would actually use it though in Africa, right? And then like connect it to all on chain, and then like how many computers did they have access to, And then like, so what sort of DApp would be even optimal to facilitate that? And then of course, replicating it and stuff. Yeah, I think probably are, yeah, indeed some time away, just because, I think we're still, at least in Ergo, kind of facilitating I think that we have dApps, right? But I think we're on the verge of just like explosive dApps, in sense of like, we have a lot of them, or they have a lot of punch. Not to say that the ones don't now, but I think we're attracting more people to the ecosystem, especially with the ErgoHacks and things like that. And so hopefully we'll start to see, more and more of these types of applications. I know with the Good Things DApp, QX, wants to do more lending and do things like that. So that'll be really neat. I wonder what he's doing with that. We'll have to ask him next time he's on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyways, that's my list of topics for today. You have anything else you want to chat about?
No, that's all good on my end. I need to get back to it. The boxes are calling. Not to UTXO boxes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, best of luck with that, man. Drive safe, and don't let your cat cause an accident.
Absolutely.
All right. Later, brother.
Take care. See everybody.